Welcome back to another episode of Let's Reboot a Franchise, an educated discussions podcast. Today I'm joined with
Elmo.
And my name's Felipe, and we're going to be talking about a game I'm really interested in rebooting, and that is Lollipop Chainsaw. Are you familiar with this game?
Yeah, you borrowed it from me.
What?
You borrowed it from me.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how I played it.
Yeah. You still have that disc?
I don't know.
No, because you borrowed it from me.
That makes sense. I thought I gameflied it. Well, whatever. Anyways, brief history. What did you think about that game?
I think, is that Suda 51?
Yes. Grasshopper Manufacturer.
Because isn't it the No More Heroes guy and the Shadows of the Damned?
Yes.
Anyway, with the Lollipop Chainsaw, I was really into the hype. I remember, I think it was on a magazine or something as well. Like, I was just like, I was into that because I was into what he was selling at the time.
Yeah.
And had a cool lady.
Yeah, the main guy behind it that was in all the trailers and all the discussions and everything was James Gunn.
Oh, what, really?
Yeah, James Gunn was the writer. He wasn't
Who's
the
James
director.
Gunn, for people who are like...
He's most familiar with the Guardians of the Galaxy and the new Suicide Squad that's coming out.
Okay. Also, Tara Strong is the voice actress.
She is the voice.
That was
Juliet.
a big part of it as well for me at the time.
Yeah. Well, I guess just to give just some stats real quick. It was released in June 12th, 2012. As stated previous, Grasshopper Manufacturer was the developer. Released on the Xbox 360 and PS3. Again, the main guy, James Gunn, with a Metacritic of 67 out of 100. So not the best reviewed game, but it wasn't terrible. Now, my brief history, I really love the premise of the game. Just like you, I would see the trailers, I would see the Game Informer covers and all that stuff and read everything. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great, you know? However, I barely remember the game, and I think that is one of its problems. I should remember the story of an attractive cheerleader with the chainsaw taking down zombies from invading her high school and all that comes with that.
It was her birthday.
Yeah, see, it was her birthday.
Yeah, like what an awful...
That was a terrible birthday.
You know, and it was just her 18th birthday, so it was appropriate that you could do all of the killing.
Right. Yeah, she was legal to do the killing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a thing, but anyways.
Well, legal for other reasons too.
But yeah, I mean, I remember wanting more from the game by the time it was said and done. I remember wanting a lot more from the combat. Although, do you remember that Mickey time?
See, my standards were just lower at the time. So you saying this now, I'm like, oh, the combat was fine. But I bet if I went back, I'd be like, man, I'm pushing this square a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that Mickey time.
Yeah, they play the song, right?
That was great. Every single time I
did,
activated it, I had a good time. And it was always too short. And I'm like, no, the song was banging. Yeah, so that's kind of how I felt about it at the time. Just ultimately kind of disappointed. I'm like, man, they almost had it. They had a good thing going, and they kind of, I feel like they kind of squandered it a little bit.
I remember a concert level.
You remember someone shouting stuff at you?
There was a level where you were like on a lot of dirt patch roads, and you were going down to like a stage or something. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, this looks kind of plain, but everything about it in theory seems great. Which I think is a lot of... It is Suda, by the way. Gotcha. He's very good at like, man, this oozes personality. But there's just always something up with the execution.
Yeah, which I've noticed in a couple of his games. Like, he's definitely got the premise going and the idea is there, but just doesn't fully flesh out towards the end.
I'm sure there's something to it. I don't know if it's just a budget deal or... I don't know. No More Heroes 3 is taking a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if it needs its time, but hopefully that nails it.
Yeah. So, anyways, that as we mentioned, the idea is here. I really want them to get another crack at this game.
She's brunette now?
No. You got to keep the blonde, just for many reasons. I'm going to start by telling you the things that I'd probably keep from the game.
Okay.
Keep the setting in high school.
Wait, is this so not a sequel?
This is rebooting.
Okay.
This is let's reboot a franchise, not let's give a franchise a sequel. Come on, man. It's the title.
I'm letting the viewers who are hopefully listening more than watching the beautiful, really beautiful editing you're going to do on this.
I got some stuff already downloaded. Anyways, so keep the setting in high school. Keep Nick the boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and keep him as a head. I like that. That way you get a commentary the whole game.
Yeah, she's not just talking to herself.
Exactly. Yes. You
What's
got to
her
keep
name?
Juliet Starling.
Okay.
Yeah. You're gonna have to keep the smart humor that they had in the game, and I'll explain the not so smart humor when I get to the things I change. All right.
There's one part I'm hoping you bring up, so I don't have to bring up, but I'll wait till you get
Okay.
there.
You can bring me up later, or bring it up later because I don't have specifics written down, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The level you're thinking of, keep that level, but expand on it. But what I have written here is keep the punk rock villain, because that's the level you're thinking of.
Okay.
He was always shouting expletives at you, and the words attacked you, and I thought that was really cool and unique. So keep that, and just make it cooler. Keep the boss characters, just change them. Like, one thing I looked up with the game that I forgot about. I was doing some research. All the bosses were based on decades in music. So punk rock was one. At the end, you fight like a giant Elvis, and then there's like one that's Viking rock or something. I'm not really sure. It was really weird, but I'm like that's too. I don't get away with that. You don't have to make it a whole music thing. So that was just strange to me. But keep it.
It's Lollipop Chainsaw, not musical chainsaw.
My God. Yikes. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
They made it 8 minutes.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. So just a couple things there. Just keep it. But I do want to make a lot of changes. So starting with the changes I'd make. The look. I think it should lean into an aesthetic similar to Dragon Ball Fighters. So I think it should go full anime. Because I feel like with all the stuff you're going to be doing, with all the blood, all the combos, and all the style and the flair, I think Dragon Ball Fighters style would work really well for this game.
Okay, now, when I think of Fighters, I love it, but there is that little bit of like, it almost looks like it's hitching a little bit. Like it's not smooth, at least when they're talking before the fight.
Mm-hmm. Again, similar. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they can figure it out and make it smoother. And I'll bring in.
So are you thinking more like
so there's
Kakarot game?
No,
okay.
No, Fighters itself.
Okay.
Yeah, because that one is when you look at it closely, it looks 3D, but when you're not really paying attention, that looks like a cartoon happening on the screen, and I really like that look, and I think they can do a good job. Now that's one of the ideas I have. You can either lean straight into the anime fighter style, or you go into Borderlands 3 style. So full-on cell shading, but what I do like with Borderlands 3 is there is some kind of realism to them. There's like some cool, like, I don't know, there's like some meatiness to these characters, and I think that would lend itself well to Lollipop Chainsaw.
I could see that one happening more just because of...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Fighters is like a huge like undertaking.
Oh, I don't know. That's why I got two options there.
That's why they don't do alternate costumes, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's just so much work.
Except for Vidal, because she deserves all that work.
Yes.
All right.
100%.
Juliet should stay the same. Keep her the way she is, the same aesthetic. She's got to be a cheerleader. That's part of the cheesiness of what the game was going for originally. Take away some of the bangs. That's about it. Keep her the same. There would definitely be a lot of outfit changes and style customization in the game.
Does she have to be in high school?
Yes.
Put her in. Why can't she be in college?
Okay, whatever. College, a school
freshman
setting.
Year college.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters.
Because aren't the zombies you're killing underage then?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worried, and I never thought about this problem.
They're trying to kill you. You kill them.
You can kill.
I'm gonna explain to you.
Freshmen.
I'm gonna explain to you though that okay. So I guess I'll get into it now. Mm-hmm. Do you remember how the zombies got there?
No.
This is what I think this should change, because I'm gonna talk to you about this stuff that they should change. Okay, there was 3 dimensions, and apparently her sensei had something to do with them. I don't really remember. See, this is the problem with the game. But what I do remember is there was like the normal dimension that they're in, right? Mm-hmm. There's one like a heaven dimension, and then there's one of hell, or whatever. Not exactly those terms, but similar. And then someone opened
New Jersey.
up. Sure. Someone opened up the dimension of hell, and all the zombies are coming in. So technically, all the zombies you're killing, they aren't even really. Well, I guess some of them are still dressed in. I'm not really sure. I guess it's a separate dimension, and they're all dead. So I don't know. I think you should get rid of all that, because that just gets too convoluted. it gets too annoying. I think there should be a reason that these people are turning into zombies, and some of them will be more turned in, some of them will be kind of just getting started. Have different kinds of them. Similar to Last of Us, how you have like the runners and the ones that are like fully, stuff like that. I don't care what age they are. You're gonna kill them. That's it.
Now let's edit that part out.
Yeah, edit that part out and
just
use it for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
when you run for president, I can't wait. You'll ruin every ad about you.
That is a slippery slope to run for president these days. All right. So now when it comes to the tone, I think the first one was just a little bit too on the pervy side, which apparently isn't a word. So I think it's really important to keep this part
perverse
balanced. That's right.
Would that be a word?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first one was too pervy. Just fix that. Is this the part you were going to bring up?
Yeah, I don't think perverse is a word. But it should be. No, wasn't there a trophy for looking up her skirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, get rid of that.
I don't mind that trophy. I don't mind that trophy.
Listen.
See, the thing with that one is...
She's in high school.
She's 18.
She's in high school.
Well, in your version, she's in college. I don't really care what school she's in. It just has to be set in a school. They're going to listen to you. What are you talking about?
Suda's listening.
Oh, he is? Oh, hey, what's up, man? I love your stuff. Should be better.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm here to help. That's why I'm here to help. It's really important to keep this part balanced because that is part of the game. I mean, you just at that point, she doesn't even have to be a cheerleader, but that's part of it,
Lacrosse.
Huh?
I think cheerleader is it. You want to keep the Mickey? I feel like that cheerleader has to be.
And that's what I'm saying. I keep it a cheerleader.
Okay.
You can keep some pervy stuff, but there was just stuff where it was just too ridiculous. Like, do you remember the part with the sensei?
It's been a bit.
I forgot what happened. He was like on his way to meet Juliet, but like he like hit something and he flew, and of course face first into her chest.
Yeah.
And it was just like really silly and very Master Roshi-esque.
Japanese,
But this wasn't Jap. Oh, well, I guess it is.
Yeah, it is. And
yeah.
I don't.
It's too much.
Stop.
And yeah.
My Hero and all these.
Exactly. Yes.
Stop.
It's too much, and I get it. That's the different cultures, but
it's an unnecessary.
It's unnecessary.
Is that really like, oh man, Japanese because you gotta have them going boobs first, in the head?
There's a way to keep this and make it right. There is some smarter ways to handle this. Okay, that is not one of them. And there is one part towards the end. I was looking at the endings before I came in here, and the sensei is like, and make sure you have her do cartwheels and make sure she's wearing the panties with the teddy bears on him, and he's like laughing like a story. I'm like, all right. Yeah. It wasn't that loud, but it was like very. I could just imagine the blood squirting out of his nose, just like Master Roshi. So, anyways, there's a way you got to keep that balanced. You still got to lean into the cheesy parts of the story. You got to be very self-aware to make this game work, and you got to break the fourth wall every now and then. Have Juliet talk to the person that's playing. That's why the breaking the fourth wall thing works for that trophy, the look up the skirt one, because every adolescent, and I'm sure even adults, do that. Once they have a character that has a skirt or anything like that, they always move the camera up around and to try to peek underneath and see what they got going.
I will snobbishly let you know, I did not do that.
That's what you said, but you got that trophy before I did.
Because you borrowed it from me.
That's true.
And I don't
but
know.
You still got
Lollipop Chainsaw. Oh, I wanted to get. I can't.
And then the trophy was called. It was an accident, I swear. And that's exactly what you said. And I'm like, yeah, that's what the trophy's called. Anyways,
I needed the nerd points.
Okay.
I don't like when you have more trophies than me.
Sure.
You know that every time we look.
I know you spend way too much time. Not a lot.
Why
way
does that
too
not
much.
matter? Anyway, go on.
Okay, so pretty much that would help the tone a bit. Now the combat. Here's the part that I thought could use some help. I want you to think of the fluidity of God of War, just how nice and smooth everything is, right? With the weapon style.
Big budget Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yes, with the weapon style of Heavenly Sword.
Is that the one I hate?
You say that out loud, but deep inside, I know you love it.
No,
anyways,
I stopped playing that game. I hated that game.
Well, you hated the part with the disc.
I love
We're not
that
talking
studio.
About that. Okay.
No, there was a fat samurai or something. I lost him about 12 times.
Let's get good. Anyways, so so do you remember how Noriko from Heavenly Sword, she has the one giant sword, right?
Yes.
But you remember how it splits into...
Oh, like Cloud. in
No, he
Final
doesn't do
Fantasy
that.
VII Advent Children.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. They updated his Final Smash to do that.
Okay, whatever. I want that to happen with her chainsaw. So I want this chainsaw to all of a sudden split, and now she's got one chainsaw in her hand and the other one swinging around on the edge of a rope. And I want her to use that. You know, stuff like that. Do interesting stuff. Because before in the first game, she had the chainsaw, and that was pretty much it. She switched to like guns at some point and stuff like that. I want everything, almost everything, to be chainsaw based. Have the chainsaw extend out the edge of a pole, so now she's got like a long reach and she can like twirl it around.
This sounds a little more Devil May Cry-ish.
Yes, I was getting to that, but not as ridiculous with the combos.
I want my SSS.
Think DMC light. So think like that.
The Heavenly Sword people did make a DMC in the end.
Yeah, I like that one. So, anyways, yeah. So stuff like that. Just add better stuff with the combos. Now with the music, something that you like. That Mickey time we mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to explain it real quick? Because I know we touched upon it, but do you want to explain what that was?
I mean, I think you should, because I don't remember it so well, but I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, was it not like some meter that once you filled it up, you would do like bonus damage?
Correct.
Maybe unlock a few higher moves for your combos. And
why do they call it Mickey time?
Because that's the part you want me to
Yeah.
like, the song would play.
Say it. Yeah.
I'm going to sing the part you did not expect me to sing.
That is the best part of that song. Anyways, no, it's not. But, okay, so yes, that happened. It's a meter that poppin' song came up, right? And then all the zombies that you killed, when they died, it was rainbows.
Okay.
And glitter and sparkles. Okay? And just, it was hype. All right? We're going to take that a step further. And we're going to customize that. As the game progresses, you can unlock different songs for Mickey Time. It'll still be called Mickey Time, but you don't have to choose that song. They'll give you a few special songs that are hype. And not only can you...
I like this.
Right?
I want Ugly God right in there.
Power up on the booty like Luigi. Or something like that.
Just put WAP in there. No.
There's just certain songs that would fit with the theme of the game.
I could see some Queen or something funny.
Yeah, something cool.
That's probably expensive.
And someone that knows music better than I would can choose those songs. But Mickey Time, just think of in the spirit of Hey Mickey, you know, and how hyped that song is.
You could probably do like Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, just
you could go to like an older catalog.
Right. I think we're alone now. Something like that. That might not be the best song to kill people. But anyways. And not only can you edit the music and edit the parts, but you can edit the aesthetic. So it doesn't have to be rainbows and glitter. It can be like, you know, dark slime. Just different aesthetics. It doesn't have to be super pretty. It could be water. It can be extra blood or something, you know. And you'll unlock those as the game progresses. And you can change that up as much as you like.
Soul Calibur kind of has something with that. Not as dramatic, but when you would... Maybe even Tekken, that might be something. Like you can edit the effects when you hit.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, stuff like that. Just think that. And that's pretty much it. That's all I really got. I think if you add those changes, I think you got a special game in your hands. And I think that would have a much better chance of doing a lot better than the first one did. Because again, it was all there, and it just was very forgettable. Like, I could have done more research, but I'm like, you know what? No, this would prove my point.
You have already talked more about Lollipop Chainsaw than I think anyone else has this year.
While looking up videos, there's a lot of fans still out there. Everyone, I saw a couple comments
Deviant
like, "Give
art.
me." There are some deviant arts for sure that I've seen, but yeah. What do you think? Is there anything that I maybe missed or maybe forgot to touch up on that maybe you would think could help this game deserve a second chance and do a lot better than the first one did? Get that 67 Metacritic to a 89.
I mean,
93.
The combat was... I don't know. If you still have Suda on this, there's always my overall concerns.
But I didn't say Suda has to be part of this. I just said this game
It
needs to be
probably
rebooted.
is. But
He can be a producer. Sorry, Suda.
multiple characters.
What do you mean?
Like, if we're maybe push it a little more in that DMC way, because the combat, it was just incredibly repetitive.
Yes.
So add multiple characters
To
play as instead of always Juliet.
Juliet.
Yeah.
Juliet Starling.
Yeah. She's on the cheerleading team, right?
I mean, she did have. Do you remember her family coming in to help?
Nope.
Yep. See, this is the problem. She had 2 sisters and her dad that came in and throughout the story. I forgot all about this until I looked it up.
Put them in.
Yeah, they just can't be stereotypes. The dad was pretty much Elvis. I think he had something to do with the Elvis at the end. I don't really remember, but he like talked like him, had the same aesthetic and everything. There's a way to do that. Just get away from the music stuff. That was weird. I don't get what they were trying to do with that.
I would want to increase the fluidity of what you could do, and if they're not going to,
that's the word I used earlier.
If they're not going to do that with Juliet herself, add some more people to change it up. Because is Juliet what you're married to?
Yes.
Like she has
to stay, and I don't think there should be another character.
Should
definitely be a lot more characters that you interact with.
In Varsity, you need a JV girl.
Okay. Maybe that will be the sequel.
Julio.
Maybe that will be the sequel. Julio. No.
What would I name her? It's Juliet Starlet?
Starling.
Isn't that a bird?
Maybe.
All
That's
right.
a Pokemon, I think.
Listen to this. Emma Swan.
What?
That's a Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm annoyed at you bring Lollipop Chainsaw back into my life. Because now I'm going to go and I'm not going to play it again.
But you gotta look up stuff.
Because that's money.
They had some stuff in there. I'm like, all right. And I understand. It's a fine line to walk, the whole perverse thing. But sure.
But
it is now.
2021 is different than I think.
Exactly. That's why it's a finer line. Like a lot of stuff they can't get away with. But there was like something they would do every now and then. For some stupid reason, they would find a way for a pole to suddenly appear in the middle of the stage.
Oh yeah.
And she could stripper pole herself away around, while holding her chainsaw as an attack. I think there's a way to do that better, and maybe just part of her own attack. Like, how like in Mortal Kombat when Jade wins.
Jade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So stuff like that. You don't have to get so ridiculous with it. So there's a still way for her to be sexy, but like still be relatively respectful to
that is the line.
What 2021 and beyond has brought us. So that's it.
Okay.
That is my idea for Lollipop Chainsaw being rebooted.
Is there a subtitle?
No. Maybe out of the
Wikipedia's gonna hate the
the
Lollipop
Chainsaw.
the Chainsaw.
No. That's the sequel.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Is there anything Lollipop more you would push?
What do you mean?
Like, why is it called Lollipop Chainsaw?
The item shop, she would find so lollipops were collectibles, and she's always has one. Like that's like what she is about. She's always like on a lollipop. Again, another old fashioned but sexy thing. If there's a girl with a lollipop, it's like hot or whatever. So that was one thing she was always about. But then like the lollipops were collectibles. You would spend lollipops to unlock upgrades and stuff like that. So you can keep all that. That's fine.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for sharing.
Yes. Thank you for joining me as I...
Suda, no. I'm going to interrupt you.
Okay.
He's the one who insulted you, not me.
I like Shadows of the Dam. Thank you for giving me a Latino protagonist. But it wasn't as good as it should have been.
Gabriel Hotspur?
I don't think it was
Garcia Hotspur.
Garcia, yeah. Use the last name as the first name. Sure. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Be educated.
And keep it educated. I don't care what age they are. You're going to kill them.